Namaskaraha. Welcome to Jyotish Shastram channel. My name is Archana Murthy. Today we will focus on two terminologies, Tithi and Paksha. In Tithi we will look at what is Tithi, what are the various Tithis, auspicious and inauspicious Tithis, and how do you calculate it. Tithi and Paksha are a few basics of our Panchangam, which is a Hindu calendar system. The words Ramanavami, Durgashtami, Vijayadashami, Naga Panchami should ring a bell to those who have not heard of the word Tithi. Tithi means date. In English calendar, the dates have been given for every day of the month, such as 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and so on. Similarly, in our Hindu lunisolar calendar, the dates are Pratipada, Dvitiya, Tritiya, and so on. Pratipada, which is 1, Dvitiya, which is 2, Tritiya, which is 3, is the numbering system in Sanskrit, which has also been adopted in the regional languages as well. Please note, Pratipada, which means 1, does not coincide with the date 1 of the month in the English calendar system. For instance, today's Tithi is Chaturdashi, which is 14, but the date in the English month is 6th. It does not coincide. The dates 1, 2, 3 in the English calendar system has no correlation with the planetary movements, but Tithis in our calendar are not just numbers, there is more to it. Tithi by definition is Surya Chandrayoho Gatyantaram Titihi Bhavati. That means the difference between the motion of the sun and the moon is called Tithi. Let's see how that works. As you know, the moon revolves around the earth and the complete cycle takes 360 degrees. When earth, moon and sun are in the same line and moon is between earth and sun, the angle between these is 0 degrees. This is when new moon or Amavasya ends. This is the starting reference point for the moon's revolution. Pratipada is first Tithi or first day of the cycle, which starts at 0 degrees and ends at 12 degrees. You can also see how moon looks on Pratipada in this picture. Dvitiya, the second Tithi of the cycle, starts at 12 degrees and ends at 24 degrees. Tritiya, third day of the cycle, ends at 36 degrees. And as you can see, the moon is growing bigger as seen from earth. Chaturthi ends at 48 degrees. Similarly, Panchami, fifth Tithi, ends at 60 degrees. This way you see how the waxing phase of the moon corresponds to Tithis. Shashti, sixth day, Saptami, seventh Tithi. Please feel free to pause to look at it more closely. Ashtami, Navami, Dashami, 10th Tithi. This is Ekadashi, 11th day. Dwadashi, Trayodashi, Chaturdashi. Finally, Purnima, 15th day of the cycle, which ends at 180 degrees. Here again, Earth, Moon and Sun are in same line, but Moon is not between Earth and Sun. Hence, we see the full moon. This entire cycle from no moon to full moon of 15 days is called Shukla Paksha. Shukla means white, so it is representing the growing phase of the moon as seen from Earth. The same cycle repeats from full moon to no moon, that is, from Purnima to Amavasya. Here, Pratipada, first Tithi, starts at 180 degrees and ends at 192 degrees. Dvitiya, second day, starts at 192 degrees and ends at 204 degrees. Tritiya, third Tithi, ends at 216 degrees and so on. Chaturthi, fourth day, and as you see, the moon is also reducing in size as seen from earth. Similarly, Panchami, fifth Tithi, Shashti, please feel free to pause to look at it more closely. Saptami, Ashtami, Navami, Dashami, 10th day. This is Ekadashi, 11th Tithi, Dvadashi, Trayodashi, Chaturdashi, 14th Tithi. Finally, the cycle ends with Amavasya on the 15th day, where the degree ends at 360 degrees or is back at 0 degrees, the reference point. This cycle or waning phase of the moon is called Krishna Paksha, that is, full moon to no moon. Krishna means dark, where it is representing the reducing phase of the moon as seen from earth. So, in a month, we have 2 pakshas and 15 tithis in each paksha. Please rewind to go through the concept of tithi a few times to internalize it. Hopefully, you're familiar with tithis, which should allow you to answer the following examples easily. If I say Shukla Navami, this represents the 9th day in Shukla Paksha, that is, the 9th day in the waxing phase of the moon. Another example, Krishna Chaturthi. This represents the 4th day, Chaturthi, in Krishna Paksha, that is, the 4th day in the waning phase of the moon. Do you now see that Tithi is not just a date, but it also indicates the waxing or waning phase of the moon? It's a matter of pride that we have such a scientific system to identify the dates. Sadly, we don't study these in school or college. When I was learning this science, a pictorial representation was not available. This is my humble attempt to make at least our future generation be aware of this beautiful system through these pictures and videos. Each of the 15 tithis has been assigned a deity. Agni is the deity for Pratipada, Brahma for Dvitiya, Parvati for Tritiya, Ganesha for Chaturthi. Remember Sankash Chaturthi that is popular and people worship Ganesha on that day? Now you know. This is because Chaturthi's lord is Ganesha. Sarpa is the deity for Panchami. Again, recall a popular festival called Naga Panchami. Kartikeya for Shashti. Festival that you can relate here is Subramanya Shashti. Surya for Saptami. You can relate to Ratha Saptami when we worship Surya. You can pause and go through the deities assigned to the remaining tithis. Finally, Chandra is the deity for Purnima and Pitara or forefathers for Amavasya. This knowledge related to Tithi lords is to decide the Tithi for installing the main idol in a temple, also known as Prana Pratisthapana. For instance, if Ganesha idol needs to be installed in a temple, then Chaturthi Tithi will be selected as the auspicious day for installation, as Ganesha is the deity for Chaturthi. Similarly, Tritiya will be selected to install Parvati idol in a temple. Most of you now will be wondering, how do we know which tithi is auspicious and which is not? The following list is a guiding factor for any important activity but not for an important life event, as you need to consider various factors and not just tithi and paksha. In Shukla Paksha, Pratipada to Panchami are considered inauspicious for any major activity. Why is this so? This is because moon is closer to sun during this time and does not have a lot of strength. The moon gains a little strength from Shashti to Dashami and hence is considered to provide average results. Ekadashi to Purnima is when moon has maximum strength and hence auspicious. The results in Krishna Paksha, that is from Purnima to Amavasya, is the opposite of Shukla Paksha. The strength is maximum during Pratipada to Panchami, so it is considered auspicious to conduct any important activity. The moon starts to lose its strength from Shashti to Dashami and hence provides average results. Ekadashi to Amavasya is when moon has least strength and hence inauspicious. This whole concept is called Chandrabala, which is one of the important factors to decide a Shubha Muhurta. Well, we know what Tithi means and its auspiciousness related to moon cycle. But how long does Tithi typically last? In English calendar, a date lasts for 24 hours and changes at midnight. Tithi, as we saw, is dependent on moon's movement, which is not uniform. Moon could move faster or slower. Hence, the duration of the Tithi varies accordingly. That is, it could be less than 24 hours or more than 24 hours for a maximum of 26 hours. For instance, Navami Tithi could last for 20 hours. This just means that the moon moved faster during Navami Tithi. Another example, Dashami, could last for 26 hours. This means that the moon moved slower during Dashami. This was about the duration of Tithi. But how do we identify any particular day's Tithi? For instance, if moon's revolution is between 12 to 24 degrees, then it is Dvitiya. Now, this could be any time during the day and night. A scenario could be that at 2 am, Dvitiya ends and Tritiya starts. The rule is that the Tithi at sunrise is considered as the Tithi until next sunrise. In this example, since Tritiya started at 2 am and will continue to do so even after sunrise for at least around 24 hours, the Tithi considered for the day would be Tritiya. To identify the Tithi for a particular day, please pick up Panchangam and check which Tithi was at sunrise. Consider this as the Tithi for the day. Even with sun and moon longitudes, you could calculate the Tithi. For those who would like to know how to do so, please pause and take a look at the calculation below. I would like to talk now about one important Tithi, which is Ekadashi. This is quite prominent in India when a fast is observed for the whole day. Let's see two viewpoints on why fasting on this day is beneficial. As per Brahmarishi Vashishta, if one fasts, donates, worships on this day, it is believed that the sins are reduced. In Ayurveda, it is noted that moon's influence on our digestive system increases from Ekadashi and lasts for the next 10 days, that is till Panchami. This not only impacts the functioning of the brain, but as we are all aware, indigestion is the source of all diseases. Hence, fasting on Ekadashi cleanses the digestive system and reduces the stress on it for the next 10 days until Panchami. What is amazing is that this was inculcated as a simple cultural habit to periodically rejuvenate the body. With this, we come to the end of the session. Please let me know if you have any questions in the comments below, and I would be happy to clarify. If you have not yet subscribed, please subscribe to support free Jyotish Shastram to everyone. Dhanyavadaha.